Hope everyone is doing good. Okay, so today I would like to discuss about Keycloak here. Okay, so what is a Keycloak and what are the advantages of using like Keycloak here? So why exactly this Keycloak is came to the picture, and after that I'm going to discuss about Spring Boot with Keycloak integration as well. Okay, so now, so what is a Keycloak? Keycloak is nothing but it's a open source identity and access management tool here. Okay, so basically it will add the authentication to applications and secure your microservices with minimum effort. Okay, so let's say that you have a Spring Boot application or like microservices application. So if you want to add like authentication or authorization, so if you want to provide the security, then you have to be store the users and authenticating the users. So all those information you have to be taken care at your application end, right? So that is the main advantage of using Keycloak. So let's say that if you are using Keycloak, so no need to deal with the storing the users or authenticating the users at your application end. So these two things will taken care by this Keycloak. Okay, so apart from this, Keycloak provides user federation and strong authentication and user management and fine grained authorization and much more capabilities. Okay, so Keycloak provides like fully customizable login pages and recovery passwords and accepting the terms and lot more. Okay, so all of these features provided by a Keycloak can easily integrate your application without any coding at all. Okay, so by delegating the authentication of user to the Keyclocks, you don't worry about the authentication mechanism, so safely store the passwords, right? So you can enable like two-factor authentication without having to make changes to the your application. Okay, so this is the added advantage of using the Keycloak. And sorry, Keycloak also provides like single sign-on, so with storing session management. Okay, so a session Keycloak also provides like single sign-on with like strong session management capabilities. Okay, so apart from this, it will provide like single sign-on option as well. So Keycloak also provides like single sign-on with strong session management capabilities. It means that allowing the users to access the multiple applications while only having to authentication once. Okay, so that's what it is saying. So either authenticate with Keycloak rather than individual application. So this means that your application don't have to deal with login forms, authenticating the users and storing the users. So once you log in into Keycloak, users don't have to be login again to access the different applications. Okay, and apart from this, it will provide like identity brokering and social login as well. Okay, so let's say that if you want to integrate with the social login in your application, so then what you have to do is it just matter of like selecting the social network you want to add it. So no code changes required to your application. Okay, so that is the added advantage of this Keycloak. And apart from this, user federation. So if you're talking about the user federation here, right? So what is the user federation? uh, User federation means in Keyclocks, the term user federation refers to the capability of integrating with external identity stores. Okay, so you can think of LDAP as an example of candidate for integrating via the user federation menu. So that's what it is saying. So Keycloak has a built-in support to connecting with existing LDAP or like Active Directory servers. We can also implement your own provider. So if you have users in other stores such as a relational database. Okay, so apart from this, it has like couple of consoles as well. So they can enable and disable couple of features here, so you can go through this consoles as well. And apart from this, standard protocols. Okay, Keycloak provides like some standard protocols. Okay, so Keycloak builds on industry standard protocols supporting like OAuth 2.0, OpenID Connect, and SAML 2.0. Okay, and apart from this, authorization services. Okay, so it's if role-based authorization does not cover your needs, then Keycloak provides fine-grained authorization services as well. Okay, so this allows you to manage the permissions for all your services from the Keycloak admin console and give you the power of to exactly what the policies that you require here. Okay, so Keycloak is a lightweight and easily to install. Okay, that's required for your application. Okay, so you can easily scale via clustering capabilities as well. So apart from this, Keycloak will provide like couple of features. So here they have listed out like couple of features: single sign-on, some standard protocols, centralized management, adapters, okay, LDAP and Active Directory, social login, identity brokering, high performance, okay, clustering. So you can just go through this Keycloak official documentation, so that like you will get good idea here. Okay, so apart from this, so let's say that if you want to be install um, Keycloak here, so there is one option. So you can go, you can install with Docker as well. Okay, so what you have to do is okay, so this is the Docker command. So you can run Docker command with this. Okay, 8080, so which will run on 80. So if you want to change the port number, you can change here. And apart from this Keycloak, here you need to provide the Keycloak username and the password. So I have provided like admin and admin here. And apart from this, this is the Keycloak version. And apart from this, you can provide like the profile here. Okay, so that's it. Once you entered this, it will start like downloading this Keycloak in your local system. Okay, so once it is successfully started, then what you have to do is, so you can just check it out by using this port number. Okay, and you have to log in with admin and admin here. Okay, so here you can see like couple of options. Here you can see the client scopes, realm roles, and users groups and sessions and events, all this stuff. Okay, so by default, so there is one option that is Keycloak realm here. Okay, what is a master realm here? Okay, by default it will has like master realm. So, and apart from this, you have to be create like one realm here. Okay, I will explain one by one here. Okay, so what is a realm here? So the realm is nothing but you can think of the realm as a tenant. Okay, so the first thing you will want to do is create a realm for your application and your users. Okay, so realm is a fully isolated from the other realm. So because, so you can create one realm for your inter application, and another realm for your employees, and another realm for like external applications and the customers. Okay, so here I'm going to create one realm for my application. Okay, so what I will do is I will take like my yeah, my Keycloak application. Okay, so that's it. You can just create it, and once you create it, right, so it will by default here my Keycloak application realm has been selected. Under this, so there are like couple of options. We have a client scopes, realm roles. Okay, we have to create this all those stuff here. So before that, what is the client here? The clients are entities. Okay, so that request Keycloak to authenticate a user. Okay, so most often the clients are a web or mobile or like native applications that want to use a Keycloak to secure themselves and provide a single sign-on solutions. Okay, so apart from this, we have a client scope as well. So what is a client scope? So if you're talking about client scope, that client scope will allow us to creating a reusable groups of clients that are added to token issued to the client. Okay, so you can also define an optional client scopes here. So in this way, so you should specify the optional client with the scope parameter here. Okay, apart from this, we have a roles as well. Okay, so we have a roles. So usually like if you're talking about the roles, usually represent a role a user that has in the either your organization or like in the context of your application. So if you're talking about the role, like for example, user can be granted a administrator role, therefore, so they can access and perform like any action on any resource in your application. Okay, and apart from this, we have like some, you can create the users and groups and sessions here. Okay, and apart from this, you can see like realm settings here as well. Okay, and what I will do is I will create the client first. Okay, so just create client. So my Keycloak client. Okay, so let me copy this and provide the name and description also. I'm providing the same. Okay, click on the next. So here you can see the capability configuration. So if you want to enable the client authentication, you can just enable here. And apart from this, so there is a authorization. Okay, option also is available here. Here the authentication flow is there. So here you need to select like a couple of options. So if you want to go with like standard flow, okay, direct access grants, you can just go through this. And so if you don't want this, so here we have enabled the client authentication, right? So I just want to be go through service account roles here. Okay, just check this. And apart from this, we have OAuth 2.0 device authorization grant and OIDC. Okay, couple of options is there, so you can just go through this and click on the next. So here root URL, so you need to define the root URL here. Okay, so my Spring Cloud API gateway is running on 9090, so I'm just defining here. So home URL also same, and just save this. Okay, so that's it. And once you save this, you can see the credentials here. There is a client secret will be generated, so you have to use this client secret. Okay, so if you want to create any roles, you can just create the roles and map to this clients here. Okay, so apart from this, we have a some other advanced options as well. You can just go through. For time being, I'm not going to create any advanced options here. Okay, so that's it. And so I would like to discuss one more thing here. Okay, um, yeah, clock architecture. So whenever like user sends like authentication requests, okay, so then so the user tries to access a protected resources and it is redirect to the key clock login page, right? So the key clock verifies the user's credentials. If it is successful, then redirects them back to the okay authorization code, okay, and access token. Okay, so then the user sends or like API request of the access token here. So the application will be included the access token in the authorization header when making the API requests here, right? So then so the OAuth metadata will be extracted here, and apart from this it will validate the token here. Okay, so the API verifies the token and grants the access if it is required. Then it will be written the response to user here. Okay, so this is how the overall Keycloak architecture will look like when you are integrated Keycloak with the API. Okay, okay, so now let's integrate this Keycloak with our API here. Okay, so let's open our code. So before that, so here actually we already go through this how this Spring Cloud API gateway is integrated with Eureka server and your product service as well. Okay, so if you're not went through these videos, please go through. So I already have this videos in my playlist in Microservices 3.0 playlist. Please go through that. And now, so what I'm going to do is I already started this Eureka server, okay, and product service. Okay, and so this product service is straightforward. So we have a some endpoint which will return like products here. Okay, and apart from this we have a Spring Cloud API gateway. Okay, so this Spring Cloud API gateway will routes okay that product service through this API gateway. Okay, and now let's open this Eureka server here. Okay, so now let's hit this. Okay, so yeah, now it's returning the product. Okay, so this product service actually coming through this API gateway is running on 9090. Okay, this is products. Okay, so this is returning like list of products here. Okay, so this is working fine. Now what I'm going to do is to integrate this Keycloak. Basically like two dependencies are required, right? So uh, let's open this Spring initializer here. Okay, so here I need like Spring security, okay, dependency, and apart from this I need a OAuth resource server. Okay, so just explore this. Here you will see these two dependencies, right? So these two dependencies, just copy these two dependencies here, and let's open the pom.xml file here. So in the pom.xml file, just include these two dependencies. Okay, that's it. And apart from this, what we have to do is uh, in application.aml file, basically we need to add this our issuer URL application.properties. So what I'm so here, so basically we have a security. Okay, so what to resource server, and after that we have to add like JWT issuer URI here. Okay, so the issuer URI, so what we need to do is just open our Keycloak here. Okay, so in the ETLM settings, okay, So here you can see this OpenID endpoint configuration. Just click on this. Okay, so there are like couple of options are available here, I mean like couple of endpoints. Okay, so here we have like issuer, authorization endpoint, token endpoint. Okay, apart from this we have a grant types supported. We have a couple of grant points, grant types. So it depends on your requirement, so you can choose like this grant types here. Okay, so first like we need this issuer endpoint. Okay, so let's copy this and going back to our code and just add this here. Okay, and now so we are ready to use this issuer URI here, right? Now what we have to do is uh, we need to add like one configuration here. Okay, so that is our security configuration. So now I'm going to create one configuration class. Okay, so just inside this config package I'm going to create like a web security. Okay, so configuration here. Okay, so what I will do is I will add like at the rate of configuration. Okay, and after that I will create one of the bean here. Okay, so this bean basically will have a security filter. So let's take public. Okay, so let's remove this space here. So here what I will do is I will take security filter chain. Okay, so this will have like HTTP security. Okay, let's take HTTP security as a parameter here. And after that, so here, so what I will do is I will take HTTP. So first like I need to disable this CSRF, that is like cross site request forgery. Okay, so I will disable this. So to disable this basically I need like some HTTP security related filter. Okay, configure. Okay, and so let's take this and let's disable this. Okay, so once you disable this what we have to do is we have to like allow like this Eureka server here. Okay, so Eureka server should not be authenticated here. So to do this basically I will take authorize HTTP request here. Okay, inside this authorize like HTTP request, what I will do is so requests, so this requests. Okay, so here what I will do is I will take request matchers. So inside this request matcher you can provide like Eureka. Okay, matcher here. And so what I will do is I will move to the next line. Okay, so here we have an option like permit all. So this will permit like Eureka server here, and apart from this we have like any other request. So let's say that we have any request, so that will authenticate it. Okay, so apart from this Eureka server any other request has to be authenticated here. Okay, and so authenticated, and after that so what we have to do is we have like other option like OAuth sorry, so OAuth, here we have OAuth resource server. Okay, let's take that this OAuth resource server and we have like OAuth here. Okay, so this OAuth. Okay, so inside this OAuth we have like JWT. Okay, so here what we need to do is we have to be configured like JWT based configuration. Okay, so let's take customizer. So this customizer will have a with defaults option. Okay, so that's it, you can build this. Okay, so here you can just return this and add exception to this method signature. Okay, so this is straightforward, right? So what we did is first like we have disabled this cross-site request forgery, and after that we have allowed like Eureka server, and apart from this Eureka server like other services we are authenticating here. Okay, and what server we have provided like JWT based like configuration. Okay, and after that we have to provide like one more bean. Okay, so that bean basically, okay, uh, JWT decoder. Okay, so JWT decoder, so this JWT decoder basically will take OAuth okay, OAuth resource server properties. So let's take properties as param name here, and so let's return um, JWT decoders. Okay, so we have another class called like JWT decoders. Okay, let's take this, and this JWT decoders basically from issuer location. So if you want to provide like issuer location, so you can provide the issuer location here. So properties, from the properties we have to fetch that get JWT. Okay, get issuer URI. Okay, so that's it. So now, so you can just start this application. Okay, so here we can see some error, HTTP security in our configuration. Okay, let's see this. Okay, so we forgot to enable web security. Okay, just add this annotation and let's start this. Okay, so this time it started without any errors. Okay, I will take one new endpoint here. Okay, and so HTTP 9090 product. So this is my API gateway endpoint. Just hit this, so you will see like 401 unauthorized here. Okay, so in the authorization tab, so there is a option called OAuth2 JWT. We have to select this. So here actually we have a couple of options. Configure new token here. Okay, so here we have to be add like some token names. Okay, so this is my app token. Okay, and apart from this, here we have a grant type. So you have to take like depends on your requirement, you can choose like what kind of grant type you required here. So I need like client credentials here. Okay, so as we discussed, like in OpenID configurations we have a couple of grant types, right? So there also we have to be choose a different depends on your requirement. And apart from this, we have a access token URL here. Okay, so that access token URL, so you have to be get it from that OpenID configuration. So access token, this one, so just copy this. This is token endpoint. So go back here and let's paste here. Okay, and after that we have a client ID. So what is our client ID? So the client ID is your client. So this is my client, my Keycloak client here. Okay, just provide here, and after that, so there is a credential tab. So here you can see the client secret. Okay, just copy this and coming back here and just paste here. Okay, and we have a scopes, and scope is optional here, so depends on your requirement, go for this scope. And after that we have a client authentication. So what is the client authentication here? So now here we have two options, send as a basic auth header or like send client credentials in body. Okay, so I'm just taking as like send as a basic auth header. Okay, so once you selected this, get new access token button is there, just click on this and it will take like a couple of seconds here, okay, to generate this token. So it's generated the token. So this is my access token. So if I want to use this token, access token, in my API header, then click on this use token. Okay, and now it has been added to, okay, here the token section, and just click on send. So then you are getting the response, right? So this is how this Keycloak will be work. Okay, so that's it. So if you like this video, please go ahead and like. If you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.